Welcome to Pop-Up Magazine. I'm Anna Martin. I'm here on stage at the Metro Gallery in Baltimore, and let me tell you, this crowd is going wild. Just kidding, there's nobody in here. We really miss being in theaters with you all. Our fall 2020 issue brings you new, true stories by writers, filmmakers, photographers, radio producers, comedians, brought to life with beautiful art and film. Each story also features original music from our house band, the Magic Orchestra. For this issue, we've decided to give things a bit of a special twist. We're releasing stories over the course of a week, one day at a time, and each day we'll ask you to do one simple thing, like reach out to someone you miss, or take a walk, or turn down the lights, to participate in the show at your own pace. Tonight, we're starting with the basics. We're asking you to please take your seat. The show is about to start. Enjoy.
Oh no. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Do you guys see my gray hair? Hello. Hi, I'm Aida. I'm a comedian, allegedly. I'm also a TV writer and a podcast host, an entertainer, and a bunch of other things I am definitely not equipped to be doing. Every day feels like a new level of hell. I really can't do what I love, which is writing comedy, because I don't feel like anything is funny anymore. Unless you guys want to hear jokes about my cat for like the millionth time. Say hi. I miss laughing, I miss feeling joy, I miss hearing a good joke, peeing my pants a little bit, pretending like I didn't. I really hit my breaking point a little while ago. I'm so used to going to comedy shows every night and seeing people who look like me doing what they love. So I decided to try a little something. Back in the day, in between like 1958 and 1998, there was this TV show called Make Me Laugh. The premise was really basic. Guests had to try and keep a straight face while comedians, you guessed it, mostly white men, tried to
make me laugh.
Surprisingly enough, it's actually pretty fun to watch, and I figured if these dudes could make strangers laugh, definitely my comedian friends could maybe get me to laugh too. How can we find humor at a time when it feels impossible to? Let's find out. We've got my ridiculously muscular for a comedian friend, Jay Jurden. We've got local anime freak and funny man, Yedoye Travis. And we have the very funny and very lovely mutual black nerd, Shalewa Sharpe.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Let's get into it.
I've been proclaiming my bisexuality a lot more. I do consider myself bisexual because it's 2020 and women also make money.
I would like you to consider this for just a second. Charmin built an entire universe based on a rhetorical question. Does a bear shit in the woods?
Oh, wait, actually, let me get my joke notebook real quick.
Honestly, the boxes alone are doing it for me.
You think I didn't plan this shit? Your boy's a comedic genius.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're a prop comic.
I have found out why old black people like Joe Biden. Old black people like Joe Biden because he's like Westerns. He's the only thing on TV and they've lost the remote.
Oh, Blazing Saddles looking ass president.
How are your vision boards looking? Have you had to make a few adjustments, perhaps? Change out some of your goals? I just updated mine. I tend to use aspirational Post-its. So right now I just have a Post-it in the middle that says, breathe. You know, something like that. Just swing your arms while you're pacing.
My cousin just got out of jail. He was a cop, and he used to tell me, if you drink and drive, you can eat a little bit of popcorn, and they won't stop you for a DUI. It'll mask the scent of alcohol in your breath. And I feel like I got to remind you he just went to jail because because that's not good advice.
My niece, whenever I visit my niece in Mississippi, she likes Chick-fil-A. Now, before you judge her, Aida, she's only 4 years old. She doesn't know any better. She is a bigot.
I'm sorry. That one was too good. Do this. I can't do this. I can't. Playing that game was the most I have laughed in a minute. And it made me think why I started comedy in the first place. I did my very first jokes on a stage when I was about 19 years old. And I came up right here in our little comedy scene of Lincoln, Nebraska, in my hometown, at this very grimy but charming dive bar by the name of Duffy's Tavern. I was a bartender and we had an open mic comedy night. The first time that I landed some raunchy jokes that I won't repeat here, but that night, I couldn't sleep. The whole time, I couldn't sleep. I was young, I was broke, I was depressed, but I found out I had this ability to make people laugh, something I didn't know I could do. And these days, I feel like that power is dwindling away. Before I asked my friends to tell me some jokes, we got into what this time really, really feels like for us and why it's so hard. A lot of us haven't performed on a stage or done a club or bar set in over 6 months. Things have really, really changed.
When you're making others laugh, you had to make yourself laugh first. So you have to like acknowledge whatever your pain is and then find the entry point to deflating that pain that's inside.
It is our legacy from the diaspora on, from 1619 up until now, to excavate and dig and find humor in situations like this. You give us the worst thing in the world, it's been our legacy that we beautify it. You say, oh, you gotta eat the worst, toughest parts of the pig, and we go, okay, we'll just cook it for 16 hours. We got time.
You already have that part of you that just says, like, this shit ain't that bad. Because we've been saying this shit ain't that bad forever, you know? And that's just, like, for your mental health. Shit is that bad. It is objectively been that bad. But, like, you gotta tell yourself it's not that bad and tell yourself you can laugh at it, you know?
Tyler, come on.
I'm building a spaceship.
Maybe I can help?
Fold the cardboard.
Just like that? Pineapples could be from another planet.
What kind of fruit is that?
This one?
Oh, they're so weird.
Thank you.
Mom, I think you're an alien too.
JoLynn Decker always imagined she'd see the world after she retired. But at 60, her husband had already convinced her they were too old and sickly to travel. So she sat, trapped in an apartment in Post Falls, Idaho, dreaming of America. Then she discovered a man on YouTube named Bob Wells.
Hi, folks. I love my life. You can have it too.
Bob travels across the country, living out of his van and making videos about how to do it on a budget. JoLynn started watching his videos religiously.
This time could be the perfect opportunity for you. Not just living for things and for money and for the golden years, which are never going to come. What I'm trying to do is offer you hope.
Bob has inspired countless senior citizens to move into their vehicles. When he announced he was donating a converted minivan to someone in need of a home, JoLynn applied and won. She left everything behind, including her husband, and flew to Southern Oregon to start a radical new chapter in her life.
This is JoLynn. JoLynn, here's Bob.
Hi. I've been hearing all about you.
Oh, thank you so much. You have done so much for my life.
So welcome home.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. This is all mine. Yes. It's mine. I had given up. And I just was asking God to take me home. I didn't want to live anymore. I knew there were good people out there. It's just I've never seen very many of them. Pinch me. Pinch me. Thank you.
The women of my age, we were brought up to get married, have the children, have the house, and do what our husbands say. I think this is the first time I've really, truly felt free.
This is JoLynn. She's an NNN, our newest newbie nomad.
We're so happy to have you with us.
JoLynn joined a caravan of senior nomads who were camping in the forest. This isn't luxury camping. There's no plumbing. They call it boondocking, and it's a lifestyle that takes some getting used to.
My vegetables and my oranges. Oh, look at all this space.
Caravans are ideal places for newbie nomads like JoLynn to learn the ropes. For about 2 weeks, my partner and I camped alongside the caravan. Almost all of the nomads we met were solo travelers, many of them women, dusting themselves off from divorce or the loss of a spouse.
We're toasting to happy trails, boondocking, nomading, and being old.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
You bet.
There's a light switch in there?
There should be a light switch somewhere.
Okay. Okay. What am I going to
Hey, we thought we have some time to share with one another. We thought it might be a nice idea if we could share some stories about ourselves. But not too long. We're all misfits, right? It's like the island of broken toys here. All of you that are new are going to find out it's a big world out there, and your imagination is your best ally.
I was looking out of my window at 3 o'clock this morning when I happened to wake up and it was a little cool. And I actually I'm where I could see a big part of the sky. And I actually got to point out to myself the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. And they were and a falling stars.
And you saw a falling star?
Yeah.
Yes.
When temperatures dropped, the nomads moved south to Nevada, migrating like snowbirds.
Good morning, God. Thank you for another day. It's a lot harder out here than I thought it would be. It takes a lot more energy, a lot more courage than I ever thought it would. Growing up, after I got into foster homes, being told all my life that you aren't worth anything. You're stupid. You're an idiot. These words were ingrained in me. And I came to believe them. I came to believe I'm just a piece of trash on the ground.
Accessories on it, computer, everything. It works well.
Do you run your furnace?
Yes, I run my furnace. But the furnace uses the propane.
Right, but it still has a fan.
But it still has,
Yeah,
right.
but
And
that's a
that
real
runs
low
it
draw.
perfectly.
And it doesn't deplete.
No.
I have a riddle. I do not.
What's your riddle?
What's in front of you but you can't see it?
What's in front of you but you can't see
we were
it?
at the Grand Canyon a couple of
Air.
No, not air.
Okay, I want the question. I wasn't paying attention.
What's in front
What's
of
in
you
front
but
of
you
you
can't
but
see it?
Your eyes.
But if you're...
Okay, I give up.
If
So
you're
what's
going
the
up to
answer?
win or what?
The answer is the future.
Heating system that draws off the battery.
Hey, Jolene, I got this too. For like your dash and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
After 3 months on the road, Jolene realized she wasn't ready for life as a nomad. Not yet. She drove east to Kansas City to be near family.
radio. What are you going to do with that vehicle you no longer need? You can donate it to Family Life Radio.
I think I still have dust in here from the
hope of Christ to others.
desert.
Your gift is fully tax deductible.
She couldn't afford an apartment on her modest disability income, so she moved in with Doreen, a family friend, who's also recently divorced.
I'm gonna take a break, Doreen.
You go right ahead, hon. Okay, I gotta sit down for a bit.
About a year ago, Doreen was diagnosed with a fatal lung disease and was given only 2 weeks to live. But she keeps defying the odds. She'll qualify for a lung transplant if she can build up her strength.
Joe, is this number 5?
I'm not counting.
Jolynn is getting stronger too.
Try to relax those shoulders. Like you're trying to give yourself a double chin.
You mean I don't already have
I don't
one?
need to try. I just want to be the best friend and sister to Doreen. Being there for when she's sick, being there for when she's going through her surgeries. Yeah, I'm not ready for a relationship either.
No, I will never get married again.
No, me
I've had
neither.
2 horrible
Me
marriages.
neither.
Every time I got sick, they'd go and leave. I want to go traveling again. I've never been to California, been to Vegas.
You know one thing that I'd really like to do?
What?
Jumping out of an airplane.
I would love to do that, but my body couldn't do it no more.
Oh.
No.
Well, you could go and watch me.
I will. I'm a little old for that anyway, in my opinion. And I'd love to watch you jump out of it.
Once Doreen gets her new lungs, we're going to start traveling. Sort of like Thelma and Louise on the road.